My name is Chinwo Dense. I'm the creative director at Eclectic Niche and Odosia Kitchen. So I'm going to be walking you through how to design your kitchen on a very slim budget. So first things first, let's start with the basics, your kitchen cabinet. You do not have to replace the framework of your kitchen cabinet. You can simply replace the doors and the doorknobs. When selecting doorknobs, you can actually mix and match like I've done here, but you have to ensure that you're keeping a similar consistency at the top of the cabinets and probably a different sort of doorknob at the bottom. So in terms of the kind of handles you might want to choose, it all depends on your design aesthetic. You could probably go for aluminium, steel, wooden door handles, depending on your design aesthetic. So you might even prefer to have door handles that are sort of like integrated and embedded into the door, or you might just want something that protrudes like I have right here, or you might just want to combine different types of shapes and sizes. So it all depends on your design aesthetic. So when it comes to selecting the right cooker hood for your kitchen, there are two things you have to bear in mind. It's an absolute no-no when you have massive gaps between your cooker hood and your kitchen cabinet. So you can have a 5 centimeter gap between the cooker hood and the cabinet. But do bear in mind, it always looks aesthetically beautiful when it's fitted directly between the cabinets with no gaps. In some cases, you have individuals that would have beautiful kitchens with a cooker hood on the wall and no cabinets, or probably open style cabinetry. In those cases, those cooker hoods are more like statement pieces. So you can't do that, but do bear in mind, the cooker hood you have to select has to be something very aesthetically pleasing and, in my own opinion, like a statement piece. So backsplash. So as you can see, so when we're talking about backsplash, as you can see, I've gone with, brass handles and, brass like fittings. You can use any type of wall tiles, or if you want to just use marble. So it all depends on your design aesthetics. For me, I decided to use this just to complement the doorknobs that I've got, and for there to be some kind of synergy. So it's more of a dark, because I have white cabinets, this is more of gold, more of dark gold, and that completely complements the cabinets, the handles, and everything else in the kitchen. So there are absolutely beautiful kitchens that are floor to ceiling. In the event you can't afford and you just simply want to change your cabinets, you can probably, instead of having the floor to ceiling effect, you can have beautiful vases at the top, so that when you walk into your space or you have guests come through, it pulls their eyes upward. When selecting the tap you're going to be using, I would also recommend following the same exact scheme. As you can see, we selected a gold looking tap, so it's more like dark gold. It's not like the very bright gold. Then we went with a kitchen sink that is black, so as to kind of like marry all the elements in the kitchen. You do not have to buy everything brand new. There are wonderful finds that you can find. Say for example, taps like this tap, for example, you will not believe I got it from Facebook Marketplace, and it's brand new. So I got it for about, I think it was about £120. He bought it from Dubai and it was absolutely gorgeous. So you do not have to buy everything brand new. You can source for what you like on the internet by going to Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, and what have you. Okay. Aside from selecting the doorknobs and worrying about the size of your cooker hood, there are other things you have to worry about, like how does the space function? Where do you keep your plates? Where do you want to keep your condiments? So these are the things that you need to consider. If you want to have an island, do you need space for bar chairs? Do you want to rely solely on your dining table? So as you can see here, I can't show you right now, but we have a dining table here, but we as well have a place where we can keep our bar stools. So you can just come in and have like a cup of tea and sit down on the bar stool. So these are the sort of things you are thinking about when designing your kitchen? Do you want to have a place where you keep your condiments like I have here? Or do you just want to stick to cabinetry? So we are working with a limited budget here. So like I said, changing your the doors like I've done here and not worrying about the unit itself. But in order to ensure that you have that wow factor, like I said, you need to ensure that your cooker hood is a respectable good size, okay? And then when it comes to doorknobs, like I said, you can buy from the regular kitchen stores, or you can source them from local suppliers. Sometimes they can be cheaper, sometimes they can be dearer, so it all depends on your own design aesthetic. So you can combine circular doorknobs with regular traditional cup handles. So in terms of selecting appliances for your kitchen, if you cannot afford integrated appliances, you can actually opt for having regular appliances that you leave on your kitchen top. But I would always say, for me, when you're choosing such appliances, it all depends on the kind of skin that you have. I would suggest that you go for metallic looking appliances that are well made, because that would then help with the aesthetics of your kitchen. And also remember, the less cluttered your kitchen looks, the better the vibe and aesthetics. So as you can see here, this is the sort of lighting I decided to opt for in my kitchen. So I decided to opt for an 8 light pendant light. So you can either have something that cascades through the island, or you have pendant lights that drop on each side. So depending on the island and the length of the island that you've got, you can decide to opt for 3 pendant lights dropping from the ceiling, or you can have 2, depending on your design aesthetics. And of course, you have to consider the gaps between the pendant lights. That's really essential. So to round it all up, I can safely say you can create a beautiful kitchen for minuscule budgets. It's all about sourcing for the right kind of things. It's all about looking out there on the internet, spending the time looking at shops. Loads of shops are doing discounted products. Opt for a kitchen designer who has a trade discount that he can, in essence, transfer to you, or you opt for an interior designer, because there's no point, picking somebody who is not in the trade business of designing kitchens, because you might think you're trying to save by getting some regular person, but in the long run, it all adds up. Don't be afraid, don't be scared to use Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace. Like I said, the tap that I got, I had purchased the tap for about £120 thereabouts, and this was somebody that I found on Facebook Marketplace. And you can just decide the central point where you can meet the individual, and you check the items, and if you're happy, you just pay for the item. When people start having the idea of renovations, they sometimes feel bogged down, because in their minds they think that, wow, this, in order for me to get what I want, I have to spend designer prices. That doesn't translate in all cases. It's all about you deciding to, if you decide to put the work in, you do your research online, check for your local suppliers, check for deals online, look for somebody who's in the business of designing kitchens. It could be somebody local to your vicinity, and they will just pass the trade discounts to you, and you'll be surprised that you can actually renovate your kitchen for as small as £5,000. So of course, depending on what you want and what kind of look you are aiming for, it is within range. So don't always feel discouraged that this is not possible. I achieved that, and I'm sure you can achieve that too. So thank you all for watching. It's been a lovely time having to have you watch and experience and understand how to design your kitchen in a budget. I will show other parts of the house and how you can, get beautiful designer finds for less. If you have any questions, you can pop me a DM, or you can simply reach out. Thank you very much.